And something happening over the last few days as well, Jeff, has been, well, we've known for a considerable amount of time now that the Steelers GM, Kevin Colbert, is retiring. He's seen through the combine, seen through the draft, and the Steelers got their lads. In terms of this, it's saying here now, Omar Khan, who's been with the team,
Mm-hmm.
is expected, hasn't been confirmed at the time of recording, expected to be named as the new GM. The Steelers, Jeff, are a team that pride themselves on not just their history, their consistency as well. It's not a surprising move that they're going to try and stay internal there, is it?
No, I think it's a very Pittsburgh Steeler move, right? I mean, they went out, they did their due diligence, they brought people in the building. You look at the moves that they've made in their personnel office in the last couple of days, and all the signs would indicate that Khan is going to be the guy who was a vice president, is going to be the guy to now become the general manager. I think it makes sense. The Steelers, as you mentioned, Michael, it's an astute evaluation. You know, I don't know how many head coaches have the Steelers had in the last 40 years. I mean, 5 maybe, and they are an organization that believes in continuity, that believes in the Steeler way of doing business, and that's served them well. That's one of the most iconic and successful franchises in the National Football League. Mike Tomlin, as the head coach, has never had a losing season. How many Hall of Fame coaches out there can make that claim? And part of the reason for that is exactly what you talked about: continuity.
Yeah. And that's so important as well in the league where maybe you do. I know Mike Tomlin has, never had a losing season, but sometimes you don't have all the green and you do go through rough periods, whether that's wins or losses. The Steelers are one that, pride themselves on that, and it's showing now, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next few seasons, especially with this new GM. He has officially been named as a GM, Jeff. I've just been sleeping over the last day. I love the bird noises in the back. It sounds lovely and fresh in Hawaii there, by the way. I'm really enjoying it. So Khan interviewed for the following jobs over the last 10 years, right? For the following GM jobs. Seahawks in 2010, the Rams in 2012, the Dolphins in 2013, the Jets in 2013, the Dolphins again in 2014, and the Texans and Panthers in 2021, and the Bears in 2022. And he finally gets his role. There's a few teams there. Seahawks and the Rams both won Super Bowls. Past that, there, he must be sitting this week now, being delighted. But this is a Steelers team now, changing. Ben Roethlisberger's retired. It's a more youthful team.
It's a more youthful team, but it's still a team that's founded on Steeler principles. And when I say that, you look at this football team, and one thing that the Steelers have been able to do since they turned it around, right? And all of a sudden, there's Joe Green and Ernie Holmes and Jack Ham and Jack Lambert, and defense has always been the calling card in Pittsburgh. And this defense is dominant. And when you talk about getting to the quarterback, they're elite. There is no team in the NFL that rushes the passer better than the Steelers do. Now, there has been some change in the coaching staff, over time, but the consistent thing about the defense in Pittsburgh is that they're aggressive, they're physical, and they get after the quarterback. Whether it's Dick LeBeau or who it is coordinating, they're going to get after the quarterback, and that will continue because they've got those kinds of players.